So dear devotees, before we enjoy this morning's katha taken from the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, dear devotees, we have a beautiful selection to Devi Mata this morning accompanying me on the musicians, very talented musicians here this morning. On keyboards, Anil ji, who will be performing this bhajan to get you in the mood for the katha. And he is accompanied, he plays keyboard and sings, and he's accompanied on the Pakawaj today. For the first time we have included my dear friend Shri Deepak Manohar ji, and he is playing Pakawaj this morning. And on harmonium we have Ranu. No, Ranu is a regular star on TV Jagrati now. And accompanying on vocals, and we hear her a little later on, of course, Suzan ji, with a beautiful melodious voice as well. So dear devotees, enjoy this beautiful bhajan. Then we have Katha. Prims Boshi Jagadambi Durga Mata ki Jai.
Pa ga pa dha pa ga re dha re dha dha sa re. हाथ जोड़ कर तेरे चरणों में ले लो मेरा सलाम सलाम जय देवी जय जय देवी जय जय देवी अम्बा भवानी माता. जय जय देवी जय जय देवी अम्बा भवानी माता. अम्बा भवानी माता अम्बा भवानी गाता. जय जय देवी जय जय देवी अम्बा भवानी माता. जोड़ कर तेरे चरणों में हाथ जोड़ कर तेरे चरणों में तेरो मेरा सलाम. हाथ जोड़ कर तेरे चरणों में तेरो मेरा सलाम तेरो मेरा सलाम. जगदीश्वर त्रिशूल धारिणी माता. जय जगदीश्वर त्रिशूल धारिणी माता. त्रिशूल धारिणी माता त्रिशूल धारिणी माता माता. जय 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 देवी अम्बा भवानी माता. जय जय देवी अम्बा भवानी माता. करुणा सागर सुनो मेरी पूजा, ले लो मेरा प्रणाम प्रणाम प्रणाम, ले लो मेरा प्रणाम। करुणा सागर सुनो मेरी पूजा, ले लो मेरा प्रणाम, ले लो मेरा प्रणाम। जय जगदीश्वर त्रिशूलधारिणी माता, जय जगदीश्वर त्रिशूलधारिणी माता। जय जय देवी अम्बा भवानी माता, जय जय देवी अम्बा भवानी माता, अम्बा भवानी माता।
हरि वक्रतुण्डा महाकाय, सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा, निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव, सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। गणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं, भद्रकालाय नमो नमः। वेदभेदन्तभेदङ्ग विद्यास्थानधैर्य एव च। ॐ ऐं सरस्वत्यै नमः। गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु, गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा, गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म, तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ श्री गुरवे नमः। Focus your thoughts on that form of Devi Mata, dear devotees. When the 9 forms of Nau Durga, when those names are called as told by Brahmaji himself, the devotee is always protected from all calamities, from all enemies. As we concentrate our thoughts on that form of Divine Mother of the Universe, Nau Durga Mata, we pray as children pray, as children speak to their mothers, that caring mother will always take care of her divine children. We pray. Harihi Om. Pratamam Shailaputri cha, Dvitiyam Brahmacharini, Tritiyam Chandraghanteti, Ushmandeti Chaturtatam, Panchamam Skandamateti, Shashtam Katyayaneti cha, Saptamam Kalaratreti, Mahagaureti Chashtamam, Navamam Siddhiratri cha, Nau Durga Prakirtitaha, Nau Durga Prakirtitaha. प्रकीर्तितः ॐ दुं दुर्गाय नमः प्रेम से बोलो श्री जगदम्बे दुर्गा माता की। So devotees, this morning, as we said, we dive into the pages of the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam. And in this katha, we will highlight why we should get involved in that observance which the world will be celebrating on the 21st of June, dear devotees. Each year, the 21st of June has been declared by the United Nations as the International Day of Yoga. The International Day of Yoga. And during this period, or the Awareness Week and the Awareness Month of Yoga, of the month of this International Day of Yoga, we build the awareness of the importance of that, of practicing yoga. So we will listen from the pages of the Devi Bhagavatam, their devotees, of the importance of this yoga. So we go to our katha, which is taken from the Devi Bhagavatam on the yoga and mantra siddhi. And it's taken from book 7, chapter 35, as we chant the shlokas, their devotees, and then we will explain each of them as we go deeper into our katha in understanding the importance of yoga and the practice of yoga and what we can achieve by doing so. Yesterday I started this whole awareness on Suryodaya, and on Suryodaya we went into the secular aspects of the importance of yoga as far as your health and your well-being. So today we go into the scriptural aspects to see how yoga is so very important to each and every one of us, each and every one in your family. This year's theme for the International Day of Yoga is Yoga at Home, Yoga for the Family. Yoga at home, yoga for the family. Of course, we all know due to the restrictions of the COVID-19 virus that many are, in that quarantine within your homes. You're limited within your homes. And it's very easy. You don't have to go to a gym to have a full workout. By practicing your yoga, you can have such. So the theme for this year, yoga at home, yoga with the family. So many families, in the theme, they explain that, now school is coming to an end with all the virtual classes. And parents would want to find things to keep their children active. And of course, yoga together with you and your families will be one such solution where you can do something together as a family, spend some quality family time, have some fun doing the various postures and poses. Of course, I can see how many families will have much fun doing that. When mom and dad can't stretch as much as the kids, and so the kids will laugh at the parents and call them old, and then the vice versa. The children will have lots of family fun. So it's a family thing. So let us see from a scriptural aspect now how this practice of yoga, their devotees, in your homes, in the safety of your homes, with your family, how it can bring much more benefit spiritually to you as well. Let us dive into as Himalaya. Who is Himalaya? He is that father of Parvati Devi, and he is speaking to her in these verses, their devotees. And he's asking her a question. What question does he ask her for the benefit of us all? Let us hear. Prem Solo Shri Jagadambe Durga Mata Ki Jai. a child is sick, child doesn't run to the father. The child will automatically say, Ma. And just by having that comfort and calling the name of Ma, the child feels better. So join along as we chant in between the devotees, the Sanskrit shlokas, as you join with us and chant the name of that Ma, that mother. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Matrirupena Samstita Namastasye 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 Namo Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastaste 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 Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Krittena yena yogam bhavimatatvadarshani yogam vada maheshwari samadham samvita pradayakam krittena yena yogayoham bhaveyam tatvadarshani Shri Durga Sharanam Mama Shri Durga Sharanam Mama Shri Durga Sharanam Mama Shri Durga Sharanam Mama Bolo He's speaking to Devi Parvati Devi and he's asking her, Oh Maheshwari, now tell me of that yoga with all the angas, all the limbs, given knowledge of that supreme consciousness so that I may realize myself when I practice according to the instructions that you give. So tell me, tell me about that yoga with all the angas, with all the limbs, that I can practice the knowledge to understand who I am, who is the real self. And you please instruct me. Sharanam Mama Shri Durga Sharanam Mama Hrim Soroshi Jagadambe Durga Mata Ki Jai. So in this verse, dear devotees, very, very important lessons for us. Himalaya is asking to please tell me about this yoga. Explain it to me. And explain to me all the various limbs of this yoga. And when it is practiced, this knowledge is practiced, it gives one supreme consciousness as to who oneself is according to the instructions. So you see, many times we get instructions, but you know you have to follow the instructions properly in order to attain that yoga, dear devotees. So it's very, very important that we follow the instructions. You know, sometimes when you read the bottle of a cough medicine per se, and you say shake well, some people misunderstand that, and they shake themselves before and then drink. However, it doesn't mean that. It means shake the bottle well and then partake, so that, you know, it mixes properly. So it's very important to follow the instructions properly. So he's asking her, give me the instructions. It reminds me of Arjun ji on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, chapter 2, Shlok 7, where he turns to Bhagwan Shri Krishna ji and he says, I turn to you as a shishya. I turn to you to give me the instructions as to what is good for me. Likewise, Himalaya, the father, is turning to the daughter and he's telling her, I turn to you. You please tell me the instructions as how to achieve this yoga. What does yoga mean? Yoga means, dear devotees, in Sanskrit, union. Making union. Making union with whom? Making sure that we understand who we are and who are we. It says, dear devotees, we are that Atman, that Jiva Atman, dear devotees. So who is ourselves? Yesterday we mentioned yoga helps to unify the mind, body and soul. I like to call it MBA. M, mind, B, the body, and A for Atman. So each and every one of us is born with an MBA. We don't have to go any school or pay any money to study to achieve or to have an MBA. We are born with an MBA. Mind, body and Atman. And through practice of yoga, we can unify all of those to understand who we are. That's an essay I wrote once. When I started off, who am I? I am a composite being of mind, body and Atman. I am all three together, not separated and apart. Furthermore, what union we want to make? We want to make that union of Paramatma Antaryami. That Paramatma, that universal energy, that is where Antaryami within us, that Jivatma within us. We make union with that Paramatma. That is through the practice of yoga. So all these are what she is asking, or he is asking, sorry. And what does Devi Mata reply to Himalaya, dear devotees? Let us hear in this next shlok. Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namaha Na yogo na bhasaha prishte Na bhumo na rasatale evam jiva atmano rahoya rogam yoga vishadaha na durga sharanam mama Sharanam Mama. Now Durga Sharanam Mama. Now Durga Sharanam Mama. Bolo. Now Durga Sharanam Mama. Now Durga Sharanam Mama. Now Durga Sharanam Mama. Now Durga Sharanam Mama. Bolo. Sharanam Mama. Now Durga 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 Sharanam says, the yoga does not exist in the heavens, nor does it exist in the earth, or is it in the nether regions, in Patal. It's none of those places. The yoga that you seek, those who are skilled in yogas say that the realization of the identity between Jivatma and Paramatma, that is yoga. Realizations of there's no difference between that of Jivatma, that Atman within us, and Paramatma, that universal energy. That is yoga. When we can make that union, when we can make that realization that we are one of the same, like a drop of water, when it goes into the ocean, it is, you can't find that drop of water. It is completely immersed. This is what yoga is. It is that feeling of Mrityorama Amritam Gamya. When we feel that yoga in this life, this is what we can then break that cycle of birth and death and become permanently merged with that divine aspect of God. And then she says there, however, what keeps us this yoga, or practicing this yoga, or achieving this yoga, this union, what keeps us, she says, the enemies, O sinless one, the enemies of this yoga are the 6 inner enemies of Kam, Krodha, Madha, Lobha, of lust and anger and greed and ignorance and arrogance, vanity and jealousy. These are the things that will keep us from achieving that union, from achieving that yoga. The yogis attain that yoga when they become able to destroy the 6 enemies by practicing the accomplishments of yoga, by practicing all the accompaniments of yoga. So it's not just that you can just go sit and meditate there, devotees. No, 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 no. It doesn't work that way. You have to get involved. You have to be practicing abhyas yoga, the yoga of practice. You have to put into place. Then, No Durga Sharanam Mama, 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 No Durga Sharanam Mama. प्रेम से बोलो श्री जगदम्बे दुर्गा माता की जय. In that, those beautiful shloks, Devi Mata herself, she says to Himalaya that you can recognize yourself, and recognizing who you are really, that Atman that is in union with Paramatman, then that is you. And however, she also tells him there are 6 things that can keep you away from realizing that you. And those are Kama, Krodha, Madha, Lobha. Those are desires, anger, mindlessness, and attachment. And these things, they're devotees, we call them the inner enemies. They are what keeps us from achieving who we are. I'm reminded of those younger ones looking on at home. You have, Optimus Prime in Age of the Extinction. At the end, Optimus says, there are many questions in this world that will never go answered, that will always be unanswered. However, who we are and why we are here is not amongst those questions that are unanswered. Meaning, we have the answer. This is the answer right here in our scriptures, devotees. She tells us, we are indeed that spark of that divine energy that prevails in the world. So now, Devi Mata now, she tells about this yoga. What does it entail? What are the angas? What are the limbs of this yoga and how we can achieve it? Now as she continues to give the instructions to follow. Let us hear in these verses. Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma. Bolo Jai Devi Mahakali Re, Jai Devi Mahakali Re,
Jai Devi
देवी महाकाली रे
जय देवी महाकाली रे जय देवी महाकाली रे
जय मां जय मां जय मां जय जय मां
जय मां जय मां जय मां जय मां
जय देवी महाकाली रे जय देवी महाकाली रे
जय देवी महाकाली रे जय देवी महाकाली रे जय देवी महाकाली रे जय देवी महाकाली रे जय
योगं गैरेव भित्त्वा
देवी महाकाली
तान योगनो योगमापनयोः
जय मां
यम नियम आसन प्राणायाम सूततः प्रमां
जय देवी महाकाली रे
प्रत्याहारं धारणाकयं
देवी
ज्ञानं सर्द संविना हस्तां ध्यानयाहुरेतानि योगिनां योगसारणे काली रे जय देवी महाकाली रे जय देवी महाकाली रे जय देवी महाकाली रे. So Devi Mata, she explains to Himalaya that this Ashtang Yoga, these 8 limbs, Ashta, 8 Anga limbs, the 8 limb yoga is what you have to practice in order to achieve that purification of oneself, to realize who you are. That Ashtang Yoga, Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyanam, and Samadhi. Those are the 8 limbs of Ashtanga, these 8 limbs of yoga that is recommended by Devi Mata, that can once practice Abhyas Yoga, the yoga of practice. When we practice that, then we become purified enough to realize who we are. This is what yoga is then, is to make that union by through the practice of the disciplines, the various disciplines. This is how we do it. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma.
जय देवी महाकाली रे जय देवी महाकाली रे जय देवी महाकाली रे जय देवी अभयानी रे आदि शक्ति मां जगत जननी रणचंडी महाकाली रे
से बोलो श्री जगदम्बे दुर्गा माता की, श्री काली माता की जय हो. So that Parvati Devi there who is speaking, she is none other than no Durga Mata. She is none other than Kali Mata. She is that one divine mother. That is why we say, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Stamsita. Now our young children, our scientists will learn the principle of conservation of energy. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It simply changes form from one form to another. So there's only one divine mother, there's only one energy, one Shakti. Shakti is energy. But that same energy, she takes various forms according to the time, place and circumstance, the needs. In this case, she's advising. She has already told us our aim is to realize who we are. She warns us of those 6 things that can keep us away, those inner enemies that can keep us away from realizing who we are, from that achievement of yoga. And then she gives the instructions as to what are the 8 limbs and how they can be practiced. Unfortunately, our time is to an end here now. But to remind you once again, those 8 limbs that Devi Mata, remember them, write them down. So to go research it yourself, devotees, and practice them. Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi. When you practice these 8 limbs, Devi Mata is saying, there are many other of our scriptures which give the same instructions. Devotees, practice these things, and you can purify yourself and you can achieve yoga. So as we celebrate and the awareness of the International Day of Yoga, June 21st, devotees, theme this year, yoga at home, yoga with the family. Practice some yoga at home. Find out about the niyams, very nice disciplines that you can practice to make yourself a better person and achieve that yoga at the end. Prem se bolo Shri Jagadambe Durga Mata ki jai, Shri Kali Mata ki jai jai. So this has been our katha for this morning, dear devotees. But before we have our closing mantras, we have another beautiful bhajan by Suzanne ji, who will, get you back into that mode to go back into your daily duties when we end. So without much ado, of course, again we have on the keyboards Shri Anil ji, Anil Maharaj ji, harmonium Shri Ranu ji, and on Pakawaj Shri Deepak ji, as Suzanne ji will now render her beautiful bhajan to Devi Mata, dear devotees, as we give that thanks and praise to Devi Mata this morning. Prem se bolo Shri Jagadambe Durga Mata ki jai.
Ya